Hi everyone, welcome. Yesterday I received my own power supply. It's been a long time I needed this thing, but finally I got it. So I already have removed the seal of the package. So let's check together what we got. Let me show you first the packaging. It is from Korad. The power supply model is, let me show you, it is 3005D. Okay, yeah, pretty much same. Okay, so let's explore. So opening the package, first we got an operational manual. Of course it's in Chinese because it is made in China, but luckily, let's see, yeah, we have English version as well. So if we need this, we won't have any problem, right? It just describes its all the functions, all the digits it denotes, and all the indication LEDs. So why not we explore it ourselves without the owner's manual? So opening the package, we have a power cord, and here is the main unit. Let me, how can I, okay, I have an idea. Okay, now the box is empty. Okay, and we have a card from Korad. It's saying its website, and here is the power supply. Looks pretty good. So yeah, it looks new, and I guess it's manufacturing year, I don't know if I can figure it out, it's manufacturing year or not, but looks good, looks like new. Okay, actually I bought it from local website, so, but looks like I got the new product, so thumbs up to them, whoever sold this to me. But one thing I can admit, I didn't receive any test leads or the supply cable. I only have the power cord. So looks like we have to make our own. So let me show the power supply. So we have voltage display, ampere display. We have 5 functions here: over voltage protection, over current protection, CC, which denotes constant current, constant voltage, and here the out. And we have 5 programmable functions from M1 to M5. We can switch between these modes by these switches, and this is the encoder button, or whatever you say, encoder, potentiometer, I don't know exactly what it's called. We can adjust the voltage and current using this knob. And in the back we have a fan, the power socket, or whatever you say. We have to plug in the power cable in here, and here is a sticker, warning sticker. But what I was expecting was some hole, but this looks pretty solid because the model I had ordered is KA3005D, which shouldn't have any PC communication function. but in here most of the models comes with holes in here so that they can be converted into the KA3005D versions, so that we can have PC communication. But in our case looks like it's pretty much made as the purpose of not giving the PC connectivity function. But we'll check that option if we have that connector, and we will explore the functionality of this if we can connect it to the PC. That will be very helpful for us to get on display voltage and current meter. So let's continue our exploration. Let me plug it to the power. It's made in China, but it's really good. The build quality, I'm impressed. So I have plugged in the power. Now let's turn it on. It's on and looks like its fan is direct, because as soon as I turned it on, the fan started spinning. So I don't know it has a temperature controlled fan or not. I guess it's not, because it's just started like this and the output is still not on. Okay, so I have made some arrangements. I just connected these banana plugs to my multimeter leads. Now we can plug it in and get the output. So we have 5-volt output, and we can't test the current because we didn't put any load in here. So let's check one by one. Our output is on, as you can see, and it's set it to constant voltage because we already have set it the voltage. We didn't set it up the voltage. Actually it is programmed in M1. Let's check M2. Okay, switching to M2, the output has been turned off. So let's turn it on, and we have 9.9 voltage, which is pretty much, we can say there must be some error in this multimeter because it's a cheap one, but we can still check. Yeah, it's sometime giving 10 volts. Okay, so let's switch to M3, and again we have output turned off. Let's turn it on. We have 18.8 voltage. Looks like we have some higher voltage. I'm not sure. We shouldn't have 0.7 voltage. Let's check M4. Let's turn on the output. .36 volt. Are you okay, mate? I guess there is some error in this multimeter, because as you can see, it's always floating the value. Yeah, these cheap multimeters can't be trusted. Let me disconnect its test lead. 0 now. Yeah, you see, now it's 31. Okay, so next thing we are gonna do is we are gonna change some voltages. So, but we have four different functions and we have also M5. So how we can go to M5? Okay, we are in M5. How did it work? M1, and if I switch it, nothing happens. M2, if I switch it, nothing happens. M3, nothing happens. Going to M4. Okay, so go to the M5 mode, we must have to go to the M4 mode first, and if I scroll this knob, I'll be at M5. So it is a good settings actually, because let's say you have set it up four different voltages to your four different buttons. You need to change the voltage or current, you need to do some adjustment, but you don't want to mess up the pre-programmed functions. So what you will do, press M4, scroll the button, and you are in M5 mode. Now you do your adjustment and your presets won't get messed up. So let's change some value. I'll turn on the output and see, now we have 30 volt. I guess it's the fault of this multimeter, it's not showing it things correctly, so we'll take that in consideration. Okay, so let's change some voltages now. Output is on. Let's reduce the voltage, and yes, we are able to reduce the voltage. Okay, let's switch it some more. Okay, so okay, we have 28, 26. Yeah, we can switch voltages, and it's working. Let's go down to 0, and yeah, we have some errors. Now we are at 0. Okay, let's see. So 1 volt, 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 5 volt. Hey, it's showing right value now. Now we are getting something. Okay, in 8 volt we have 8.1 or something, and going to 10 we have 10.1, going to 13 we have 13.1. okay, so maybe this power supply is giving some more voltages what we adjust. Let's check. Now I'm going to adjust. Okay, so doing fine adjustments. It's 0.1 volt. It's pretty much the issue of the multimeter, I guess, or maybe the power supply is giving some more voltages, whatever we set, I don't know, but we can work with this. So here it pretty much it. We have a ground connection also, so that if we need ground we can connect it back. Okay, let's check the ground terminal, what we got in here. Okay, So ground terminal is pretty much ground. So we won't get any voltages out there if we plug it into the ground. So I guess the ground is actually connected to the earth, so that if you have electrostatic discharge, that can be drained through the wall outlet. That's why this ground is. Okay, so that is the functionality of this ground. Let me put it to the 24 volt. So yeah, I guess it's the multimeter's problem. That's why I am getting some extra voltages, whatever I said. And once I turn off the output, it takes some time to discharge the capacitor. That's why the voltage is going slowly down. You see? Okay, so we are good. We have a working power supply finally. So from now on, I can push some currents. We can charge some batteries as well, right? So why don't we test this supply by charging a battery? Let's do it. So here we have a battery. Let me disconnect the lid and let's see how much charge it's holding right now. So we have 13.08 voltage. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we need to connect plus and minus to the battery to the plus and minus of the power supply. But before that, we must set it to its proper charging current and voltage. So what I'm gonna do, let's check M2. So in M2 we have 10 volt and 1 ampere. So let's program this voltage so that every time we need to charge the battery, we don't need to adjust the voltage and currents. So selecting M2, we are in M2 mode. So whatever current and voltage adjustment we do, it will get saved. So here are little arrows. So pressing the voltage and current button, we are into the adjustment mode and we have to press it again. Okay, so pressing this arrow, we can change the voltage. So how much voltage we need, we must know first. Let's check the battery for that. So this is a 12 volt 8 ampere hour battery, and we have maximum initial current less than 1.4. So maximum initial current is, let's say this battery is discharged completely. So if we need to pull up the charge, so maximum initial charging current we should adjust must be less than 1.4 ampere. Let's say 1 ampere. So we have 1 ampere already, so it's good, we don't need to adjust it. But in our case the battery is pretty much charged, so we may need to increase the current, but let's start with the 1 ampere. Okay, so let's determine the voltage now. So we can charge this battery with 13.60 volt or 14.50 volt. So what I'm going to do, let's charge it with 14.2 volt. That will be safe for the battery and won't max out its specification. So let's adjust our voltage to 14.2 volt. Okay, Let's go slowly. Yeah. And once we set up the voltage, it's automatically accepts and saves the data to the program, to its memory, which is currently selected as M2. So if I now change to M1, we still have that adjustment, and pressing M2 we already have set the voltage 14.20. Now all we need to do, connect the battery with the supply and turn the output on. So let's do that. So as I didn't receive any cable, I'm gonna use my multimeter probe. So I have this old multimeter probe, but I can't plug it in any of it. In order to do so, I have to remove these knobs. Okay. Yep. So now probably I'll be able to plug it in here. Right, all good. Now we will now carefully connect this plus lead to the plus of the battery. Okay. Yep, we are good. And minus is connected to the minus. Now let's check the voltage of the battery. Okay, we need to remove this. We are getting 0.5 to 6 volt. I guess this is the error voltage from the multimeter. So let's take it into the consideration. We will get always this voltage. Now let's check the battery. Battery voltage is 13.2627. Okay. So now I'm going to turn on the output. We have output on. And as you can see, the voltage is going up and this current will go slowly down. When the battery will be fully charged, the current will be at 0 because there won't be any voltage difference between the power supply and the battery. So yeah, we are charging the battery. With 14.2 volt and 1 ampere. Okay. And the current is going down. That means the battery is charging. Today we have unboxed the Korad power supply. We have tested it and we also has explored its functions. So that's it for today's video and I'll see you on the next one.